Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody had a good day. I'm going to go ahead and go through the two trades that I took today that ended up in break evens before a phenomenal trade that spooled to the upside. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the paper trading here, and we can see exactly the trades I took. So my high time frame bias was typically I go to the 1 hour and I want to stay in line with the 1 hour, and I did. I was bullish on the 1 hour, and so I wanted to take longs. However, the issue I had is that we had recently taken out this high, so we would want us to respect this order block, but we weren't respecting any this order block or really anything in particular. So I decided to go to the 4 hour in order to better understand where we would be retracing to, which in my eyes was we had recently taken out this high and there was a large wick here and we could expect this order block to be respected. That was my view. From there, I dropped down to the 15-second as always, and additionally, the PO3 indicator left us with no options just because this midnight level is so high, and so we're already in the Judas swing area. So that became kind of irrelevant for today. It just wasn't a solid setup. We had these relatively equal highs as a target, and right here, right off of open, we make a low, and I go ahead and mark out the market structure shift here, and then this order block has not been returned to. This order block has been returned to. This order block has been. This order block was probably the other order block I could have chose, but I chose this one in here. We return to it with this large wick. I get entered just below this order block. I have my stops at the bottom of these bodies, and then right as we expand up, taking out this high, I immediately move my stops to the bottom of this wick. Then as we go up and take out this high, I move my stops to break even. When we came down here, I got stopped out. And that is visible here. You'll see what this other trade was that I missed $1 on, but I lost $2 today. Yep, tragic. But other than that, I was okay then with trading again. I had no problem entering in on another trade. So then, as price continued to develop, I noticed that we made an SMT, and I just continued to watch for a new possible entry. We made a new low in here. There was an SMT here. There was an SMT right there. And so I was willing to enter here, and this order block hadn't been returned to, so I said I'd enter on this order block. I enter right below this order block, and I put my stops at the bottom of these bodies, and we expand to the upside. This expansion to the upside, I immediately put my stops to break even, and then I got stopped out. Same as the last one. I then had class starting at 10:15, so right as I entered this trade, I got closed. I was in class for this entire period, but the perfect entry for the day ended up positioning itself here. If you look at MES or ES, whatever chart you happen to be looking at, we had a I guess this one didn't end up turning into an SMT, but we make this lower low here, and same thing on MNQ over here. We make a lower low. So we can go ahead and get rid of this line. But the important thing is our swing high right before or the lowest low that's made gets closed above over here. That's our market structure shift. Now what I'm looking for is a untapped order block. This order block has already been tapped into by here and here. Really just not an ideal scenario for us to be looking for. But what I noticed was that this had been tapped into, but this right here had not. So this was the perfect order block level in my opinion. Now, if you also take OTE and take it from low to high, that order block is sitting at the very bottom of that OTE range, which isn't like the most ideal setup in the world, but then again, it's pretty good, especially with the not so predictable morning. It would make sense that we would come down and hit this. So we come down and hit it with a total of, let's see, 60 or 59 ticks of drawdown. And then after that, throughout the rest of the day, we spooled to the upside, hitting our target for the day being this London high. These lows were hit in the morning and then London high. And at some point, I would like to see us here. Hang on, let me get to the 1 minute. I would like to see us come up and hit this previous day high and previous week high up here would be the ideal expansion from there. But we had 60 ticks of drawdown and almost 1250 ticks of expansion. So really, really solid move. It was really predictable, really solid entry with really minimal risk. It just happened too late for me to trade it. So that happened to be the trade I was looking for all day. That expansion was beautiful. Overall, the trade was very fluid. It was very standard. I just missed it due to classes and bad timing. But if anything, I feel like today was a phenomenal lesson on how to mitigate losses. These entries that I end up entering in based off of this order block, the high time frame order block and then the slow time frame order block, allows me to capture the expansion, take advantage of that, take advantage of moving my stops up to minimize risk, and then losing, as you saw today, $1. I mean, I was only trading one micro, so my risk was only like $70 to $100 depending on what position I was taking. And so, but out of that $70, $100 of original risk, I lost 1% to 2% of that. So that was a pretty solid setup in general. So I think that's what we should really focus on, is that mitigation of losses, keeping losses super small, cutting losses super quickly, and looking to hold expansions for as long as possible. I probably would have taken partials at this high here, being that this is inherently buy side liquidity. I would have taken partials there had I multiple contracts open, and then I would have taken the rest off at those London highs. This high here is what it is. So that is my review for today. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all had a good day. As always, if you want these indicators, go ahead and visit the WAP. I recently updated it with some new, just some new updates to align with WAP's mandates and criteria. So go ahead and go check that out if you like. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all tomorrow. I typically don't always have like a super high expectations for Friday trading, just my experience. But as always, to each their own, and stay safe out there. Good trading, and I will see you all tomorrow.